So today we're gonna learn how to do easy movement. So without further ado, let's get started. Create a new project, and then what I'm just gonna do is title this easy movement. Okay? Just gonna rename this costume to player, and then I'm just going to get rid of Scratch, this cat, and then use the circle. Okay? You don't need to make it too detailed, but I'm just going to use this bluish shade. Okay? So this is what I'll be using. So now what you're just going to do is, when green flag click, go to 0, 0. Okay. So now let's get into some actual movement scripts. So first method I'm going to show you guys is like direct movement. So now let's learn how to do some direct movement. So what you guys are just going to do is forever if key up pressed, then change Y by 10. So like if we just run this right now, and if I press the up arrow key, I can move it up. Now let's make it move down. Duplicate the if statement, turn this into down arrow key pressed, and then just gonna change Y by -10. So now we can move up and down. And the reason I said direct movement is because this only moves until this only stops moving when you stop pressing the space key. Alright? Now that we have that out of the way, we're going to do the x-axis. So when key right pressed, change x by 10. So that I can move up, down, and right. So I can move up, I can move horizontally as well. Now we can do the left direction. Okay? So now we can move in all directions, which is amazing. Alright? Now this looks a bit too complicated, right? So what we can do is to simplify this is just make a new custom block called move with a numeric input of speed. Okay? Now just drag in all the if statements, and then what you're going to do now is use the speed input variable, and then change Y by speed in the first one, and in the third one, same thing. But for these two middle ones, what you're going to do is change Y by negative speed, because you're moving in the negative direction. So I'm going to use move, I'm going to try a speed of 5. Yes, this works perfectly. So now, this was direct movement. The next type of movement I'm going to show you guys is smooth movement. So, let's get into it. So now that we're done with direct movement, let's get into smooth movement. What we're going to do is get rid of the move block for now. And then you're going to make a new custom block called smooth movement. Alright? Now what you're going to do is you're going to make two variables called speed x and speed y. Okay? Now, I'm just going to duplicate the same code from the move speed, the direct movement, but I'm just going to get rid of the code inside the if statement. Okay? So now now what we're going to do is you're going to change speed y by, I'm going to do 1.5 for up arrow key pressed, and then change speed y by negative 1.5 for down arrow key pressed. And then for speed x, same thing. Okay, if we just forever smooth movement, what this does is basically nothing, because we're not like changing the position of the player. We're just changing the variable. So before I do anything else, I'm just gonna set speed x and speed y to 0 in the beginning. Okay. Alright. And before you do anything else, just make sure this is not roam without screen refresh. Now what you guys are going to do is you're going to set speed x to speed x multiplied by .8. I'm just going to duplicate this block, turn this, the speed x is just speed y's, and then there we go. Now what I'm going to do is actually going to affect the movement. I'm going to change x by speed x, then I'm going to change y by speed y. Change y by speed y. Alright, now we're done with smooth movement. The reason I call it a smooth movement is because, as you see, if I stop pressing the space key, it'll continue moving until it comes to a complete stop. It's kind of like friction. Something you can do to make it have less friction is lower this value. I mean, increase this value. My bad. So if I do 0.9, as you see, I'll have a lot more friction. So to make this more straightforward, I'm going to add a few numeric inputs. One is going to be friction. The second one is going to be what's it called? Acceleration. Okay, there we go. So, turn friction here. So I'm going to set my friction to 0.85. And then I'm going to change speed by acceleration. And one right arrow key pressed. But negative acceleration in the other ones. And then we'll set acceleration to 1.5. Let's test this out. And it works perfectly. And the more you move, the faster it goes. But there's always a limit. Okay. So that was smooth movement. And that's it for this video. And I'll see you guys next time. So be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.